So, part 9 from his partner to his prey. I skipped a little bit of the birth story of my second child, our second child. Yes, Tyler was there. He was not really engaging with me for much of anything that as far as the birthing process is concerned. The epidural, he helped with that. He was, in front of me while I had to lean on him and hold him while they put the epidural in. So we did that. The other part of the birth story that I forgot was when they pulled my son out, when he was actually first born. So Tyler had been talking about how much he wanted a mixed child. For the longest, he just kept saying, I want a mixed kid, I want a mixed kid, I want a mixed kid. Now, both Tyler and I are black. Tyler is light-skinned, but we're both African-American, black, Negro, colored, whatever you want to use, okay? So, for him to say he wanted a mixed kid was kind of off-putting to me because they'd be mixed with us, me and you. So, it's all the mixing you don't get around here, buddy. But, he just kept saying that. It was like, I want to have a mixed kid, I want to have a mixed kid. The baby was born, and after the baby was born, of course, they pull him out, they hold him up, and Tyler's like, he got your nose. First thing he says, he got your nose. So the tone of Tyler's voice lets me know that he's not happy about the baby having my nose. So he tells me the baby has my nose. He sounds pretty upset about that. And, just kind of goes about the day. Like I said, they pull the baby, and I get to see the baby, like, really, really for the first time after I get out of recovery. I saw him when they held him up, and they brought him to me and had him, like, right next to my face because I had a C-section. So I did get to see a little bit of him prior to me going into recovery. Recovery was supposed to be only about an hour. I ended up being in there for about 2.5, 3 hours, for whatever reason. So I get out of recovery. They put me in my room. I'm able to finally see my baby. Both of his eyes are bloodshot red because eye vessels in the inside and the outside of his eye have burst towards his pupil. So I'm freaking out, like, why the fuck is my baby looking like this? Why are his eyes like this? What happened? Come to find out, that pain that I was having was because my baby was stuck in my pelvis. Yeah. And the doctor didn't want to listen. I was telling Tyler what was going on, but Tyler was not very sympathetic, empathetic, empathic, whatever you want to use. That just wasn't Tyler. So at this point, we have 2 kids. We got a boy and a girl, or a girl and a boy. First child has Down syndrome. Second child has my nose. So we get to, I want to say Tyler was getting ready to get deployed again. And he had already been deployed and didn't really have the best experience while he was away. His deployments were always really hard on us as a family just because we were apart. We didn't really like being apart, when we first got together. So he had already had a deployment prior to the second baby coming. And after the second baby came, his parents, his sister, his parents and his sister came to visit. They came to stay with us. They stayed with us for a little while I was recovering with the baby, and it was the worst thing that could have ever happened. I felt like I was a guest or a prisoner in my own home. Like, I felt uncomfortable coming downstairs in my own house because his family just made me feel like I wasn't welcome. And they were in my house. Like, nobody cared about me. I had just had the baby. Nobody was checking on me. Nobody was, you know what I'm saying, interjecting. Nobody was, making sure I was okay. Like, I had to do everything. It was more for them, a visit for them to see their family member, which was Tyler, and to, take a peek at the baby, because nobody gave a shit about me. I was just the incubator. So I had to deal with that while they were there. My mom came to visit, and it was great. We had a great time. By the time I moved away, her and I had started building a close relationship. So it was really cool when she came to visit and got to see my house and, see that I was doing okay and stuff like that. And Tyler actually sent me and my mom out on a spa day when she came to visit. When his family came, he didn't really do that. They didn't really leave the house or anything like that. It was just, all about the baby, really, when his family came. When my mom came, it was more, let's have some mother-daughter reconnection time, and, I want to see the baby too. So it was kind of a little bit of both. And I appreciate Tyler for, paying for me and my mom to go out and have a spa day together, because that was something we had never did before. So we get to the point where my mom leaves, Tyler's family's gone, and we're raising these kids by ourselves. Tyler's getting ready to get deployed. He wasn't really feeling that. Neither one of us were excited, because this deployment seemed like it was going to come with some extra baggage. We weren't really interested in having him get deployed on top of the possibility of us having another child. Kind of find out, by the time he got deployed, I was pregnant. So, or by the time he found out he was getting deployed, I was pregnant. So, we had to, maneuver from there. We get down to the last few months of the pregnancy. Tyler leaves. He's gone probably about 6 months into this third pregnancy. And he goes away. While Tyler's gone, he calls and tells me, he emails me, of course, while he's there. We talk and we chit-chat and all that. And he tells me that he wants to come home. He's like, figure out a way to get me home. So I knew that the only way I could do that is if I was on bed rest. Only way I could get put on bed rest is if I had a medical reason from my doctor to be put on bed rest. So, me being me, I go to the doctor and I get the doctor to put me on bed rest. Now, while I'm getting put on bed rest, that means that I can no longer work. And I had just started an in-home daycare that was actually doing fairly well on the military installation. So I was really excited about finally being able to, have my own. And I had to stop everything so that I could bring him home. So I go to the doctor, tell the doctor what I'm trying to do. The doctor says, all right, we're going to document this stuff so that we can make a paper trail. So when we ask for, you to be put on bed rest, everything makes sense. So the doctor's working with me so that we can make sure Tyler gets home. Everything works out. Tyler's able to come home early. I get put on bed rest. Everything's great. We get ready to prepare for the baby. Me and Tyler start arguing. Things just aren't the greatest. We're not seeing eye to eye. We're not liking each other. We start arguing one day, and my water breaks. So yeah, there was that.